We're live.
We're live.
Hey y'all, it's Chris, Homesteading the Hard Way. And by request, we're going to do another video. We're going to talk about several things. One of the things we're going to talk about is pig breeds. I'm getting a lot of emails, a lot of questions about pig breeds. Of course, we're getting a lot about pens and stuff too, so we're going to try to show you several things in one video. Maybe a little long, but I'll try to keep it as short as I can. These are Duroc Cross pigs. They're 3/4 Duroc. They got a little spot in them, a little bit of hamp. Their mama's a 3-way cross. We'll show you her on the end of them. But this is a good growing batch of pigs. They'll be ready, I'm thinking, by the end of February. We've got them on a feeder, and we've allotted these to be meat pigs, but if you'll see, there's some really nice looking gills in here. I kind of hate her going for pork, but it's just the way it is. We were awfully short on meat pigs, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes you end up having to use a pig for meat. It would have made a whole lot better sow. But just wanted you to see what it looked like. Those pigs are about 4 months old. They're over 100 pounds. They'll be ready in February. We'll come down and show you a little boar we got. And the people that have been asking about pens, kind of pay attention to the background. This way right here, we've got a wood post every 8 foot and a T-post in the middle. Works pretty good. It'll save you just a little bit of money over putting a wood post every 4 foot. And this is our boar pen. It's the first boar pen we built. And the wood post would be better. You can get away with that for the feeder pigs, but when you start getting the big hogs, I don't know how far I trust these two. This right here is a little boar right the same litter. He's kind of serving two purposes. One, we've saved him for a viewer of ours. And there's coming right good ways to get him. And two, he's kind of controlled. So it's an experiment I want to try. We're feeding him with a bucket, and they're on a feeder. And I just want to see how much difference we get in growth rate doing that when a pig got the same litter. And this is another question we get asked a whole lot. What do you do about pigs going under the fence? And that's only a problem with the babies, and I could fix that. I could go there and put a piece of panel up. But with the way we've got these pens set up with the load and shoot on the outside, it's not a big deal. They get out, they're not out, they run around. They'll only be able to do it for a little while longer. Another week or two, they'll be small enough to go through that crack. But those are full-blooded Duroc pigs. And we have some people ask about boars. That's the full-blooded boars I was talking about. This is probably Piggy's last litter. She's 9 years old. And there's one little run in there who's gorgeous. He's a beautiful little pig. He's just small. But these are really nice looking pigs. And you'll see how long and well built they are. And, you know, we shoot for old stock, old line stock, I guess is the term people use nowadays. I like round backs, straight stomachs, a little bit of leg on them. A pig that'll get a little bit of back fat is what we go for. And we've had a lot of people ask about farrowing houses. There's your chance to see the way they're built on the inside. Kind of refresh everybody's memory. And something else we'll talk about real quick, heat lamps. I've never had anybody with a heat lamp on a baby pig or a calf tell me that it burnt their barn down or anything. I've never heard tell of it. We hear a lot of them burn down stuff when they put them on cats or put them on chickens or put them on dogs, but never with any real livestock have we ever seen or heard tell anybody having trouble with it. But you got to keep the cord where they can't chew it. That's something else. That's a 9-year-old sow.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, you can't tell how big she is in the videos, but that shelter is 8 by 8, and she's pretty much as long as the shoulder. When she's got her butt against that back board, her head's against the front board. But that's something else too I want you to see. That's a full-blooded Duroc pig. I know they're full-blooded, no doubt. And just kind of let you see what they look like. And something a lot of people don't realize, you can look at the silhouette of a pig. Something that I've run into a whole lot is people go, they get a pig, they Google the color. They've got a red pig, a spotted pig, a white pig, whatever. They Google the color. They don't pay any attention to the shape or build. You know, a good way to explain it, I put it to somebody the other day, that if you see the silhouette of a beagle versus the silhouette of a Doberman, you know, you see a difference immediately. Well, pigs are the same way. Different breeds aren't shaped the same. Color really isn't that good of an indication. Now we'll come down here and I'll show you some other crosses. And these pens that we built with the T-post and the wood post, they do okay. Like I said, I wouldn't want to put anything really rough in them. But most of our stuff's pretty laid back and easy to handle. When we come down here and I'll show you some pens that were built to handle a little bit rough stuff. If you're new to the channel and haven't been watching us, we'll talk about these. These are what I have come up with over 20 years of breeding hogs for a certain type. Not so much a color, a particular breed, but a certain type. The old line type, a bacon type hog with a little fat on it. Might be the best way to put it. A pig that'll give a good carcass. I think I've described it a few times as a multi-purpose pig. A pig that you can take pigs out of the litter from meat pigs, show pigs, breeding stock, kind of a do-all. And we kind of joke and call them a Carolina Gold. And they're really similar, kind of same things people did when they came up with Hereford pigs or any other breed. This is just what I've come up with in the color that came out. We didn't breed for any particular color, but this gold and white underline is what we came up with. And they're mostly Duroc. They're 5/8 Duroc. But it's been breeding the best I had and the best I had, and trying to be careful with where I got breeding stock at and what I kept. But we ended up with these pigs, and they really are good. I mean, they're really good. These are the last three I'm gonna have because I didn't keep a board to breed them back to. I didn't want to do any line breeding. So these will be bred back to a Duroc board. But they have just turned out to be really exceptional. So if you hear us talk about the Carolina Gold, that's a little joke. It's not a real breed. It's just the P&F Farms pig. It's what we've kind of become famous for over the years, are these pigs here. I don't know if you can hear me over the pig or not, but this is a show stock pig. And you can see the difference in meat. Now normally we don't have much use for show stock here. And the pigs we raise for show are still the old line hogs like we raise for everything else. But we do sell some show pigs, so we've got her to try to raise a litter of show pigs here. And guessing at what's in her, I see some Berkshire and some Hamp right off the bat. Going by body shape. But this is what we like. That's a young spot sow. She's a spot cross. And this is one of my full-blooded Durocs. One of my 2-year-old sows, 3-year-old sows. And that's something you run into sometimes. You just end up with a pig that's just mouthy.
She was hand raised, and she likes lots of attention. Lots of attention.
She's not hungry or anything. She's just like that all the time. She's kind of annoying, to be honest. This is the mama. This spot sow over here is the mama to those pigs that I showed you down there a while ago. And this is a daughter off of my big. If you want to know what those Duroc pigs look like when they get older, that's a full-blooded Duroc off of that old sow. But that old sow there, like I said, she's 9 years old, and we're going to have to get away from her, or we're not going to be able to talk about anything. All right. These right here are some pigs that we got some viewers going to be coming down to get in the next week or so. And this is a really decent looking litter pig. There's one run in there, which is normal, you get a run. And there's one pig we left aboard. This little spotted pig here, and I want to talk about him. You know, color has got where it sells. If you've got decent looking pigs and you get some pigs in an odd color, like her, the tan with the black spots, or red, white, and black, red and white with black spots, odd colors tend to help marketing. I guess it catches people's eye, and a lot of people ask me for breeding stock with color because it's what sells where they're at. So we kept him aboard. He's a decent looking little pig, and I haven't got, he's not spoke for. If anybody wants him, I think he's they're gonna be pretty decent stock. This is some of my stock off of my old spotted boar and our Duroc cross sows, the Carolina Gold sows we were talking about, bred to a spot boar. And there's somebody coming down next weekend getting the 6 bar pigs out of here, and somebody else may be coming down Saturday to get the other 5. I'm not sure yet. But I thought they're viewers ours. I thought they might like to see the pigs. It's really the biggest reason we're doing this, get them a chance to see their pigs before they drive. They're coming from a pretty long way. But that's a pretty good batch of pigs, and they're 6 weeks old. They're 6 weeks old today. If that gives you any indication what a 6-week-old pig should look like. That was kind of the other thing I want to show. They might be 6 weeks and a day. Well, no, I'm wrong. They'll be 7 weeks old Saturdays, Thursday. They're close to 7 weeks. I'm sorry, I told you wrong. But that's what they should look like at that age. And they're right in their personal preference. You could have them weaned. And something else we'll talk about. You don't really need to castrate your pigs and wean them too close together. We castrated these 2 weeks ago. They'll be, the earliest ones that'll be picked up Saturday. We like to give them 2-3 weeks to really heal. We want them to really heal up. If she can show you the back end of some of these bar hogs, barrows, whatever you want to call them, they're completely healed. You can't tell they've been castrated. And runts happen. Some of your older guys believed in a runt. They really wanted the runts out of every litter to keep for breeding stock. I'm not of that opinion, but there's enough people that believe that way that I think she's already spoke for. But one run out of a litter of 13 is not bad. Mm-hmm. And she just cute as a button. And some people don't like big sows. Great big sows. It's hard to tell here because they're in a hole. I don't know if she can show you right here. We're standing 2 feet above them. But they're about 35-pound pigs at 6 weeks. It's almost 7 weeks old. It's about what you need to shoot for. The big litters pull the sow down. That's pretty normal. And being we're out riding around, we're going to take and go show you the Piney Woods rooters while we're doing a video. So we'll be right back with you. Oh, can you hear me? That's those Piney Woods rooters we did the video on probably a month or two ago. And as you can see, they are growing. And they do look a whole lot better than they did. But they're still not doing good. And just, they are what they are. And kind of what I want to let everybody know is it's almost a waste of time trying to feed them out. And I can't stress enough to try to get good pigs. Like I've told you 1,000 times, we ain't the only place in the world to get good pigs. I mean, there's good pigs around. One thing I will tell you, that most of the people that have good pigs aren't advertising on the internet. They're not on Craigslist. They're not on Facebook. They're older guys that depend on word of mouth, and most of them really don't even want to mess with new customers, but if you can get tied up with one of them, that's your best bet. And we're going to talk some more when we get back to the house, but we got to get away from here. It's got to start raining, but I'll see you again in a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help y'all out a little bit. We didn't really cover everything we meant to cover. But, you know, with the food shortages and prices of food going sky high and everything that's going on, we've been getting a lot of questions. And, you know, the biggest reason we do this is try to help people. And I try to be as encouraging as possible. You can do all this stuff. If you can get hold of a little bit of dirt to do it on, you can do a whole lot on a small place. And, you know, we catch a little bit of slack every once in a while because I'm showing you how to raise pigs on a half-acre or acre land. And a lot of people say, oh, you need 10 acres for 2 pigs and all this stuff. You don't. That's one of the reasons why pigs throughout history have been such a popular livestock, is you don't have to have that much room. You do have to kind of tote them everything to eat. They're not like a cow. They can't really do a lot of grazing. But they can live on a lot of different stuff. And, you know, we spend a lot of time making feed, and being able to make feed is a major thing. I mean, you really need to be able to make your own feed. But chickens and pigs don't take a lot of room. We've said it before, cows just aren't a good fit on a small place. One milk cow is about all you can get away with. And the truth is, you can take what you feed that cow and the money you spend feeding that cow and buy all the dairy products you'll ever want and have a lot left over. Pork's not that way. You can grow your own pork and kind of make out. But you'll never get any of it done sitting around thinking about it, planning and scheming. So remember, you never plow a field or turn it over in your mind. And if we can help you do this, we're going to help you. And everybody's come down to get pigs. I thought you might like to see them. And, you know, we have a lot of questions about those white pigs we just showed you. What are they doing? And the truth is nothing. They're racing, I guess, now. The first one to 50 pounds won a 22 ball. And I guess that's what the next one to 75 is going to do. We're going to just barbecue them, I guess, because we can't feed them out. But it's about to start raining. We got a thunderstorm coming in, so we got to feed up. But maybe that'll help you out a little bit. And maybe they'll encourage you a little bit. And I appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you later.